back. This is Natasha. So today I'm going to be showing a technique. It's an inlay die cutting technique. I'm going to be first inking up this panel. It's Nina's Solar Smooth cardstock. I'm going to be doing some distress inks in Salty Ocean, Tumbled Glass, Cracked Pistachio, Squeezed Lemonade. The pink color is Picked Raspberry, and then Seedless Preserves. So I'm going to start with the Salty Ocean at the top, and then blend in the Tumbled Glass into that, and I'm just going to blend all the way down to the Seedless Preserves, all those colors that I just listed off. And for this, well, I made a bunch of cards. Like, I totally got addicted, obsessed. I was in love with just the whole way this technique came out and the cards that I made with it. So I think I probably made about 15 cards with this same technique and the same stamp and die set. So I'm going to be using products from My Favorite Things as well as Concord and Ninth. So from My Favorite Things, I am using the Abstract Heart die. I'm going to be showing that to you in a little bit. I'm just now blending in some cracked pistachio onto this panel. And I did spatter on some water as well as some shimmer spray that I had made. Okay, so here's the My Favorite Things die, the Abstract Heart. I had gotten it, I think, a couple of weeks ago and couldn't wait. I wanted to play with it. So you're gonna see, like, you know how it goes in the crafty, in your little crafty world, your mind, you think you're gonna go one way and it goes the opposite. So just kind of ignore that heart on the left hand side. I cut it out with some silver glitter cardstock, but I also did cut that abstract art or heart out of that blended background that I have, that I made. And then taking just a scrap piece of white paper, I traced the outsides of the die cut and then trimmed on the inside of the marks. Okay, so I took some press and seal paper and I did cut the heart die cut out of this mirrored black cardstock. Okay, and then you pull the little pieces, will stick onto the press and seal, and just the frames will come off. So taking some Gina K tape runner, I'm just going to be loading this bad boy with tape runner, the whole piece of the white cardstock. Now the cardstock, I cut it smaller, so it is going to be a little smaller than the actual die cut here, but it's okay as long as it holds all the pieces on the inside together. Okay, so I put the inked up heart frame on the white cardstock, and then I'm just laying in very carefully the mirrored cardstock pieces, and I'm just going to show you that you just press it down and it comes off really easy, and it's such an easy way to do this technique. You could also just cut it out and then puzzle piece it back in, and I did do that with some of them. I just cut like a whole bunch and I just started piecing them in into the frames. But this is an easier way to do it. Sorry. Okay, so in that process, I ended up, actually, look, I ripped some of that mirrored cardstock piece off. So what I did was I took a sentiment and I cut it out with a banner die. It says, "You are my happy place," and I got that from one of My Favorite Things. It's a stamp set. I believe it's called Beach Bunnies. So I just used a sentiment from that stamp set, and I'm just going to place it right over. It'll cover that mark on the heart. Okay, sorry. And then, so this is the, um, let's see, the frame that has the mirrored cardstock, and then the insides or the piecing is all from the colored background. So I'm using the Spellbinders, the largest one from this label is 36, and I cut out a white panel and then I ran that through and embossed it with a dots embossing folder. And the dots embossing folder is from We Are Memory Keepers. Okay, and so I'm just gonna glue this, my abstract heart, down onto the label there in the middle, and then I just popped up my sentiment on right across the heart. Okay, and that's, I think I added some sequence as well, actually. And then let's move on to the second card. And this one I took some craft cardstock. I took the stamp set from Concord and Night, and I stamped and heat embossed with white embossing powder Seakim. And the Seakim stamp is from the Concord and Ninth. It's called Faith and Love stamp set from Concord and Ninth. So I'm popping that up on some foam adhesive, and I'm just gonna put that down right above the sentiment there. I did trim down the craft cardstock just a little bit so I could have a white border, and then I just placed that down with some liquid adhesive, and that's that card. I thought about adding sequins, but I just love the way it came out, just so simple, but yet so, there was such a huge statement with it, you know. Okay, so I have some still shots of the cards that I made. Here's the first card with the mirrored black cardstock. I did add some sequence, and it just came out like the blending of the coloring, and it's just gorgeous. I don't, yeah. This one here is the second one that I made with the spiritual sentiment on it, Seakim. And look at that colors. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Okay, so I'm also going to be showing you some of the extra cards that I made. I'm not going to show you all of them because it was an overload, but here are a couple more. I just took that abstract heart die cut, and I just cut out different pieces of that inked up background that I had made at the beginning. So this one I used a white cardstock for the frame, and then my sentiment from the Concord and Ninth stamp set, and I white heat embossed that one as well. And then here is another one. I like just the different blends of the color that goes into the heart when you do it like this. Faith and Trust is the sentiment I used on that one. Good encouraging cards to send to somebody. And then this is the reverse of the card, the card you had already seen, and this one just says One Love. I love just sometimes doing these simple cards. I mean, it's not that simple. It is a little involved just because you're adding in all these little intricate pieces into the frames, but you don't have to do anything more than just that. Like, add in the inlays, heat emboss the sentiment, and you're done. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, like and comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Mahalo.